Good afternoon, grade nines. Welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to take a look at punctuation. Now, you are all very familiar with punctuation, and because we use punctuation marks a lot, and we use them every day. You know about commas, you know about full stops, capital letters, um, exclamation marks, question marks. But today our focus is going to be on apostrophes. Now, you might be asking, why is it important that we use punctuation marks? Now, good punctuation is the key to clear communication. And what does that mean? Well, if I give you this sentence, let's eat grandma, what do you think of? What do you hear? What does it mean? Well, if we say let's eat grandma, it literally means let's eat granny. And that is definitely not sure, not what we intend and what we want, what we mean. But if we put in the correct punctuation, then we're going to see let's eat grandma. So you asking grandma, you telling grandma, let's eat, it's time to eat. So there you can see that, and it's an example of why um, punctuation is necessary for good communication. Another example is the dog's tail is wagging. Now, if you write it like that, it sounds as if dogs, many dogs, have only one tail. But what do we actually mean? We say the dog's tail is wagging. So there's one dog and the tail of the dog is wagging. So there's another reason or example of why punctuation is important. So let's look at the apostrophe. Now, the why do we need apostrophes? Why do we use apostrophes? Now, there are mainly two reasons why we use apostrophes now. But firstly, it is to show ownership. Apostrophe, it shows ownership, and it also shows missing letters, letters that have been omitted. Now, there you see quite a few words with apostrophes and without apostrophes. Now, if we look right in the middle, in the green, the big one, your, U apostrophe R-E. Now, a letter has been left out. It's U-R. But if you look at just below that your, you see your in here in orange. And if it is a different your and it has a different meaning. So that shows why we need an apostrophe in the first one. Or if you look at these small ones, ill and I'll, if we have ill, and you all know what ill means, you're not feeling well, but if you have the I and you add an apostrophe and you have a double L, then it will be I will or I shall. Another one is she'd. She had, she would. But if we leave out the apostrophe, then we get shed, and that is something completely different. So these are examples that why apostrophes are important and why do we need apostrophes. It's because if we don't use an apostrophe, the meaning of the sentence that can change, or the meaning of what you are saying can change. Now, as I've already said, there are basically two main uses or functions of apostrophes. Now, the first one is to show possession, belonging, to show ownership. Possession is ownership. So, what do we mean by that? If we look at the girl's book, then that apostrophe S shows that this book belongs to the girl. This book is the girl's book. So, but I want you to notice the girl, apostrophe S, the girl. It's one girl. So if it's one girl, singular, then we add an apostrophe and we add the S. And it always shows, if you read it, I always say, read it from the back, the book of the girl. So that apostrophe shows ownership. But what is different? There we have it, one girl and her books. The books of the girl. The girls, apostrophe S, books. But if we have more than one girl, the plural of girl is girls. The books of the girls, the plural form, what will it look like? Now you will see that we only have an apostrophe. Girls, more than one girl, girls, and then you just add the apostrophe, the books of many girls. So remember, there are three things now that you have to take from this. You use an apostrophe to show possession, to show ownership, that something belongs. Then you need to know that if the owner, the person possessing, is singular, is one person, then you add apostrophe S, like the first example, the book of the girl. The girl, apostrophe S, book. But if it's many, if it's plural, like girls, many girls, then you're just going to add an apostrophe after the S. Okay, so those are the three things that you have to take from this. Now, that's the first main use of function of an apostrophe. The second one is to show contractions or missing letters. Now, cannot, can't. Which letter did we leave out? Yes, we left out the O in not. So to show that you've left out a letter or letters, you add an apostrophe in the place of the letter that has been left out. Another example that we use a lot, do not, becomes don't. So then again, the apostrophe in the place of the O. Now, more examples of apostrophes. The desk of the teacher. How will you change it so that it is that you use an apostrophe? But now I want you to think carefully. Remember what we said? The desk of the teacher. So this shows ownership. It shows possession. So now you have to go and ask yourself, the owner of this desk, is the owner of this desk one or many, singular or plural? In this case, it's teacher. It's one teacher. So we said if it's a singular teacher, one teacher, what do? We just add an apostrophe S. The teacher's desk. The teacher, one teacher, apostrophe S, desk. So that apostrophe S shows that the desk belongs to the teacher. Another example, the house of my parents. So who's the owner of this? The parents. The parents owns the house. So parents are the owner. Now remember what I said. Parents ends on an S, so that shows us that it's plural, it's more than one. So if we want to use an apostrophe to show ownership, then it will be my parents, apostrophe, house, because that apostrophe is after the S, because parents is plural form. I am happy. Now I want you to form a contraction. You have to use an apostrophe to form a contraction, to pull two words together and leave out a letter. Yes, I'm sure you all have I'm happy in mind. So the apostrophe is in the place of the A. Another one, the last one on this slide, they are learning English. So use a contraction use contraction, use an apostrophe to show contraction. Which two words can you draw together, pull together, and you can shorten it? Yes, they're learning English. So there you have they, apostrophe in the place of the A in R that has been left out. Now, that's basically the two rules of apostrophe that you need to know. The function of an apostrophe is to show ownership and to show contraction. You put it in the place of letters that you leave out. Now, and let's quickly practice because this is very important. So this can be asked in different ways if you're writing a test or in the exam. First, I can say that you have to fix the sentence. You have to correct the sentence. So I'm giving you the sentence. It's a nice day to visit my friend's house. So what is wrong? First of all, there's a house. To whom does the house belong? It's my friend's house, right? Is it one friend or many friends? This you're talking about, you're not talking about houses, you're talking about a house. So it's one friend. So there is an apostrophe missing. And then the other one, instead of saying it is a nice day, we say it's a nice day. So there is an apostrophe. And then the house of my friend become my friend's house. Apostrophe S, because it's a singular friend. It's only one friend. Right. Sometimes because of the influence of other languages, apostrophes are used incorrectly, right? Common apostrophe mistakes. Now, the very first one is that people think you use an apostrophe to make a plural, to form a plural of a word. For example, apples, right? One apple, many apples. The apples are for sale. Now, to make a plural, to the plural form of apple, you add an S, but not apostrophe S. You're just going to say apples. You just add an S. It's not apostrophe S to form a plural. That's very important. You have to remember that. And then this another common apostrophe mistake is that we put the apostrophe in the wrong place. Right, the wrong placement of the apostrophe. You know there should be an apostrophe, but you put it in the wrong place, and that can change the meaning of the sentence. So if I say the boys are here, look where that apostrophe is. It's boy apostrophe S. So then we're talking about one boy. But then we have are, which usually we use are when the subject, the doer in the sentence, is plural. And in this case, the doer is one boy. Right, so there the apostrophe is incorrect. So you're going to say, the boys are here. No apostrophe, nothing belongs to the boys. We don't say anything belongs to the boys. So it's just a sentence without an apostrophe. Okay, let's see. What is the function of the apostrophe in the following sentences? So this is a different way. The first way in which they can ask you is they can give you a sentence, they can leave out the apostrophes, and they can ask you to correct the mistakes. So you have to fill in the missing apostrophes. Another way in which they can ask apostrophes is they can ask you, what is the function of the apostrophe in the following sentence? Now, the function is the job. What job does the apostrophe do in this sentence? So if we look at number one, it's very windy outside. There you have it apostrophe S. So instead of saying it is very windy outside, they made it shorter, they left out a letter, and they added an apostrophe. So the function is omission. A letter has been left out. Oh, there I see there's a typing error. Apologies for that. Then number two, the girl's dress is torn. Okay, now we ask, the girl's, is there a letter left out? Or does it show that something belongs to the girl? What belongs to the girl? The dress, right? How many girls? One girl, because many girls aren't wearing the same dress at the same time. So it's one girl. So this is to show ownership, possession. The dress is belonging to the girl. In this sentence, that's Sipu's pen. There we have two apostrophes. In the first one, do you know what is the function? Why did we use an apostrophe in that? It's correct. Instead of saying that is, we said that's, so it's omission. And then whose pen is this? To whom does the pen belong? To Sipu. And Sipu is one person, so you put apostrophe S to show possession, to show ownership. Okay, the last practice. Now, this is again where I'm giving you a sentence and I left out the apostrophe and you have to fill it in the correct place. Number one, the boy's shoes are under the bed. So clearly in this sentence, it shows ownership. It shows possession, the apostrophe. The shoes belonging to whom? The boys. Is it one boy they are talking about or many boys? Now, shoes is a clue, and then R is a clue because R also indicates plural. So it's boys, apostrophe, shoes. The shoes of the boys. Boys, more than one. I can't believe we finished already. There are 2 apostrophes missing. Okay, can you see them? Can't instead of cannot, and we apostrophe VE instead of we have. The third one, that's my friend's bicycle. Okay, bicycle belongs to my friend. So we have to add an apostrophe to show ownership. How many friends in that sentence? It's one bicycle, so it's one friend. The bicycle of my friend. So there needs to be an apostrophe between the D and the S. And the last one is the very first word. Instead of saying that is, we make it shorter and we say that's my friend's bicycle, the bicycle of my friend. Well, if we just quickly wrap up, remember 2 functions of an apostrophe. Number 1 is to show ownership, possession, and then you have to remember to look if the owner, the person or the thing owning is singular or plural. If it's singular, you add apostrophe S. If it's plural, you just add an apostrophe. And then the second reason is to show omission, that a letter has been left out. And that is a wrap. I hope that you have a clear understanding of an apostrophe and that when you write sentences and you write your essays, that you will use them correctly. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.